Hi everyone, my name is Roger Mudir. I work as a business development manager here at Adobe. I'm based in Stockholm, Sweden, but I work with the entire EMEA region. I'm here today to run through a high-level overview on how Adobe Sign can help accelerate your business processes and eliminate the paper trail and waste involved in your current workflows. So first of all, what is an electronic signature and what is Adobe Sign? Well, Adobe Sign is the leading electronic signature solution on the market today. So what is an electronic signature solution and why then should you use one? Today, many organizations still handle signatures manually. This means that when you get a document signed, you would first need to print it out, stick it in the post, and wait for the postman to deliver it. When it's then received, you have to wait for that person to sign it, pop it back in an envelope, wait for it to be delivered back to you. The other way is, of course, by sending a document by email, but then you would need to download the document, print it out, sign it, and then scan it to send it back, and the person at the other end would need to download it, print it out, scan it, and upload it back. With a digital signature solution such as Adobe Sign, you can perform this entire process in minutes instead of days. With Adobe Sign, you can also work from anywhere and any type of device. The solution can be integrated with existing systems and processes. It is legally binding, safe, and meets the existing standards that are out there. Everything also traceable with the option to create audit reports. Some interesting facts. Adobe handles over 6 billion signatures annually via our DC platform and has over 77 million users in countries worldwide. Adobe has been working with digital document tools for over 20 years and is also the creator of PDF formats. Furthermore, Adobe has been working with digital document tools for over 20 years and is also the creator of the PDF format. So, let's take a look at laws and compliances around electronic signatures. Adobe Sign meets the regulations that the European Union has set up for electronic signatures. We also meet the regulations and standards that exist globally. Within the European Union and the UK, we have something called eIDAS, Electronic Identification, Authentication and Trust Services. eIDAS defines a set of standards for electronic identification and trust services in the European market. It regulates electronic signatures and electronic transactions that create a secure way for users to use digital and electronic signing. Both the signatory and the recipient receives convenience and, more importantly, security and traceability. Alright, so let's take a look at the definitions of electronic signatures in more detail. We got electronic signatures, which is the simplest form. Here it's enough with a graphic representation or a scanned image on a signature. This is the user representing their signature with a typed piece of text, graphic representation created with a mouse or a finger on a touchscreen or a scanned picture of a signature. Each of these would constitute as an electronic signature. Then we have advanced signatures. In this, there must be some form of opportunity to identify the signer, often in form of a digital certificate from a trusted certificate authority, and this is a subset of electronic signatures. They are uniquely linked to the signatory and are capable of identifying them. Then we have qualified signatures. This is the most advanced form of signature, and it requires that you have another device that validates the signature, such as a smart card or, commonly used in Sweden, BankID. These are a very specific form of advanced signatures. They require the use of a qualified signature creation device. Moving on from legality, let's take a look at the compliances. Adobe Sign meets the highest level of security and privacy requirements. And I'll just talk about some of the certifications on the screen here that Adobe Sign has. SOC, Service Organization Control, is a set of controls around data processing, security, and availability. We've got Safe Biopharma, which is a standard for pharmaceutical industries regarding the use of digital identification and signatures. We've got ISO 27001, which is certification from the International Standard Organization, and it defines standards around data security. We've got 21 CFR Part 11, which is administered from the American Food and Drug Administration and applies to drug makers and medical device manufacturers such as biotech companies and others. Finally, we got PCI DSS, Payment Card Industry Data Security Standard, and is for organizations that handle credit card and other financial data. All right, let's take a look at the actual products. So, this is the dashboard you're met with when you log into Adobe Sign. From here, you can access different tools and features that are included in Adobe Sign. The most commonly used feature is to send a document and request signature. You could also, if you want to, start from the library using templates that we have created previously. We have the option to fill and sign documents. We can publish web forms to collect signatures via it. We can send documents to be signed in bulk using the Mega Sign feature, where we use a CSV file. I mentioned that we can create different types of templates. Also have Manage tabs to keep track of all the agreements that we sent out. What I will not show you in today's demo is the Workflow Designer, where you can create basic workflows and automation. All right, so to send the document to be signed, you can either start from Request Signature button here or use the Send tab up in the top left corner. So here we start to add the different types of recipients we want to sign this document. Here we can start adding the different types of recipients. In this case, I want myself to sign the document, and I want to send this to a recipient. It's going to be myself. It's going to be myself in this case, but let's pretend this is someone else. Here I also have the option to choose which kind of role we want the person to have. So it could be a signer, approver, acceptor, certified recipient if you want to use the more advanced form of electronic signatures. It can also be form fillers or delegators. We can choose which type of authentication method we want to use. By default, it's going to be email, but we could add an additional layer with password or social media, where the person has to log in via, for example, Facebook or Instagram, something like that, to authenticate itself. Then we have the option for phone authentication, which is an additional feature you could add on top of Adobe Sign. Lastly, we can also choose that the recipient has to have an Adobe Sign license. Of course, by default, the recipient doesn't need to have a license. They only need to have an internet connection and a browser to access it. We could also add individual messages to the different people if we want to. And we can also change the text that is sent with the email. By default, it's going to be please review and complete the document. Furthermore, we can add a password protection on the document. We can set compilation deadlines, so if the document is not signed by a specific date, it will be recalled. We can set reminders that are sent out from every day, every week, business day, every other day, every third day, and fifth day. We can also change the recipient's language. So for instance, if we know they are German speaking or something like that, we could change the language here. So all of the instructions and so on will be in that language. When we feel we're ready with the initial setup here, we want to add the document. Simply pressing the Add File here, I can either choose a document stored on my computer, or I could access it from our library template or recent documents that I've been using. Or we can also access the document from our document cloud or any other type of cloud storage solution that we want to connect to this. And another option is to simply drag and drop the document. Press the next button, and now we can start populating the document with different types of fields that we want the signers to fill out. We have an Autofill Detect button, which works pretty good. Simply pressing it here, see that it's auto-populated the document with different types of fields. But for the sake of demo, we're going to do this manually. Here on the right side, you see the different types of fields we can add. And can also choose which recipient is going to do what. So in this case, I want myself to put in the initials up here and maybe also add a signature down here. Then we want the recipient to add their signature. Maybe we want them to add their name as well. We want them to add their company information, and we want to have a time and date field. And if we want to, we can also add different types of data fields. For instance, we maybe want to ask the recipient to upload a passport photo. We can do that. We simply just drag and drop the image field. We can go in and edit it. We can add display labels to it. And we can also add the tooltips, so to help the recipient understand what to do. Please upload a passport. And I'm not going to do it in the demo today, but you get the drift. And this is also the same way you would populate a form. When we feel ready with this stage, we simply press Sign, then Send. In this case, I wanted to sign the document first, so it's going to ask me to do it. And if we had added a specific message, it would be sent here. And we have two options here. We could either just press here to sign, or we could use the Start button up here. For instance, if we have multiple pages on this document and we want the person to sign multiple places, this could be a good way for the recipient to find out where to sign. And because I have done this before, I have a pre-created signature. So I only need to click. And when I feel I'm ready, I press the click to sign. I get a confirmation that I have successfully signed this document, and that is also be sent to the next person in line. Now, if we go to the Manage tab, we can see that under In Progress, we have a document here. And at this point, we could, if we want to, send a reminder. We could cancel it. We could download an audit report if we want to. We can also, of course, download the signed document. But we want to wait until the recipient has signed. And until then, we can check the activity list to see what's going on. So we can see that the document has been created by me. We can see that it's been signed by myself and that it's been sent to the recipient for signature. Now, if that person would have opened the document, we would see this also. So it would be a good time to actually send a reminder. Simply pressing this button here will send them an automatic reminder. But of course, we could contact them as well. If we switch now to my private email, I will log in and we will see how it looks for the recipient. So I have received an email here. I didn't change the standard email, so it just says please review and complete, but of course we could have changed this. Another cool feature is that we can brand this, so I could have changed this logo to my own organization's logo instead of Adobe Sign, but also change parts of the domain, so it looks like it's our organization sending it. Now, as a recipient, all I need to do is press the review and sign, and it will open up an instance of Adobe Sign where I can start signing the document. If we had added a private message as well, we would have seen it up here. But now it's just a standard message that is sent. And same thing here, we could use the Start button to guide us through. And because I don't have a license on my private email, it's going to ask me to create a signature. I could either write it down here, or I could draw it with a mouse. I could also upload an image, or if I want to, I could send a text message to my phone and sign it via it. Super easy to use. I just add my telephone number here. I receive a text message with instructions taking me to a browser where I could now add a signature using my finger. Simply press done and bam, it's auto-uploaded. And you see it wasn't that beautiful, but still you get the idea. Press apply and it auto-added the printed name here. It also have auto-added the timestamp. And now we simply just need to press click to sign. Voila, we get a confirmation that it's all set. We can now download a copy if we want to. And as you can see, we have my initials up here, my signature down here, and also the recipient's signature. added here. And you see on top here, we have a blue ribbon. This is certification. And that basically says that nothing has been changed to this document. If we would be able to change anything here or edit anything in the document, this certification seal would be broken and we would know that something has been changed to this document. And if we switch back to the sender's view, if I refresh now, this should have been moved from in progress, yep, to completed. If we go into completed here, we, for one, can see the activity list, that we can see the person viewed, but even better, what we can do here is we can download an audit report. And it looks like this. So we have an audit report here. We have a transaction ID. Same thing here on top, you see the blue ribbon with a certification that is encrypted. So if any changes would be made to this audit report, the seal would be broken, and we know. And we can follow the entire workflow here. We can see the document was created by me, by this email. We have a timestamp. We have an IP address. We can see that the document was signed by myself and then emailed to the next person in line for signature. You can see that that person has opened up the document and viewed it. Same thing, IP address and timestamp. And then we can see that the person has also signed the document and the agreement is complete. So we have the entire process down here in the audit report. All right, so before going back to the presentation, I just wanted to show you the integrations we have. As I said in the beginning, the software comes pre-built with a lot of integrations. And we do have a partnership with Microsoft, which enables a lot of the features that we have in Adobe Sign directly in different Microsoft applications. So for example, if I go to the SharePoint environment, you will see that I have a Adobe Sign button up here. And from here, we could send documents for signature. We can check the status of different agreements. We can access the library template if we want to. We can also manage agreements here. And the cool thing here is that I've created a workflow. So all of my documents that are signed, or rather sent and signed via SharePoint, will automatically be put in this folder, which is called Signed Agreements. And if we go here and choose a document and press send for signature, you're going to see that we don't need to switch to the dashboard here. I can close it down, but I can still do all this thing directly from here. And it opens up a view that looks the same as it would do in the dashboard. And from here, we can start adding people. We have the options for different authentications. We can set the roles. We can set password protection, completion deadlines, and so on. We can also access the library. We can also access the templates here if we want to. And so on. And same thing, if we open, for example, Microsoft Word, you can see that I have a couple of buttons here. So I could check the status of different agreements. I could fill and sign this document if I want to, or I could send this for signature. And if we press the send for signature, it's going to open up that functionality directly in Word. And now if I press the more option, what happens is that it opens up an instance of that tool from Adobe Sign directly in Word. So I don't need to open up the browser, don't need to log in to the dashboard. I can do everything directly from here. And as you see, it will look and feel exactly as it would do if we were using the dashboard. There we go. And same features here. We have the Autofill Detect button. We could save this down as a template after we've created it. So you will have the same options as you would have in the main platform. Okay, so let's take a quick look at the Teams integration. The integration already works and are available in Teams. You can do a lot of the stuff that I showed you in the SharePoint integration. You can do also in Teams, but we are also releasing several new tools and features in Teams. So there will be a big Teams update coming soon, which is currently in beta. And today, I will show you how approvals can look in Teams. Approvals is a new application available in Teams, and it has Sign built in natively. So let's see approvals in Adobe Sign in action. Pete, the requester, is going to start an approval flow in Microsoft Teams directly from a chat. He is clicking the approvals icon, is filling in the name of the requester and any additional information that is needed. And afterward, he is going to add an attachment. He chooses to select a template from the Adobe Sign folder. And once he has added the NDA document, he adds the email or the approver and sends it. Pete sees that a card has been created with details about the approval. So once an approval is submitted, approvers are notified. Let's see it now from Adi's perspective, and Adi is the receiver. Adi receives an email. He can quickly review the details of the request. He will sign it and get a confirmation. Now Pete sees that the approval card has been updated to show it's been approved. Pete can also see and check the status of his approvals in the Approvals app in Teams. Okay, that was a quick tour of the new Approvals tool in Teams. So, this partnership with Microsoft enables a lot of the features built into different Microsoft applications. I showed you SharePoint, Teams, and Word, but of course we have the same type of integrations in Outlook, PowerPoint, Dynamics, OneDrive, and so on. We also do have a lot of integrations from Acrobat and the different PDF services built in directly to different Office applications. But there are other solutions out there, and with Adobe Sign for Enterprise solution, you will get out-of-the-box integrations with over 70 different types of systems. Furthermore, we also do provide APIs, so your organization can create your own integrations with the systems you use in your workplace. So why choose Adobe and why choose Adobe Sign? Well, for one, we're the global leaders in secure digital documents. We're a trusted company with more than 6 billion signatures transacted from over 140 countries. We have 20 plus years experience developing secure digital document solutions. As I mentioned, we are the inventors of PDF, and we have a history of stable management and leadership. We're one of the most trusted software as a service providers in the world, processing more than 6 billion signatures yearly and over 40 trillion transactions throughout the document cloud. All right, so that's all we have time for today. Thank you so much for listening. And if you want to learn more or deep dive into Sign, don't hesitate to contact Also and they can set something up together with us. Thank you.